Again, my method here is just to stop and take things apart via Pinterest, via that visual. Sometimes I'll set up a still life for cloth, but more often if I'm going for something a little more serious. Otherwise, these types of studies tend to do fairly well as far as solidifying new information when it comes to apparel or things of that nature. So here I am working on a jacket. And the jacket has an interesting subdivision with the collar where it comes up to about a third, the first third of the chest from the shoulders down, and then loops around in the collar region. After which we have some sort of like interesting kind of textures that I recreate on that particular collar, and those textures are then mirrored at the very bottom of the jacket. And I'm sure you've seen leather jackets like this or field jackets like this, even if you haven't assigned a name to it or if you haven't consciously really taken it in, because it has those distinct vertical lines that go through the more cloth-like materials of the jacket, even if some of it is part leather or what have you. And it creates a really nice breakup of material, which is another design thing. Since this is the beginner drawing course, we don't talk a ton about design because that's a little bit more of an intermediate subject, and of course there will be a full and complete sort of breakdown of that in later materials as far as Power Painters is concerned. And if you haven't signed up for the mailing list at powerpainters.org, I highly suggest you do so because you'll be notified when something like that is coming out and you can pre-order it for a fraction of what it will be upon its release. So take advantage of that most certainly. You also get a bunch more free tutorials for signing up to the mailing list and all my custom brushes, so that is definitely a massive bonus. Anyway, this jacket is looking pretty good. It's really just about working slowly and deliberately and methodically and making my way downward from the core, understanding where things connect, and just treating them with that sort of attention. I knew this would be a very important bonus video for the beginner drawing course because, again, I see a lot of people struggling with cloth, and I did for the longest time. You just put everything in armor, right? Because that solves that problem. Only it doesn't. So, yeah, as a matter of fact, I would highly recommend this as a warm up. It's just really potent for increasing your abilities quickly in this domain. And you see, once I've laid in the big shapes, that's where the small stuff starts to happen and things get interesting.